In this video, I'd like to talk about how to use units to solve different problems. So let's just jump into these word problems. And some of these can be a little bit tricky, but if you organize your information in the right way, then it shouldn't be too bad. So Rosalind is driving to visit her family who live 150 kilometers away. Her average speed is 60 kilometers per hour. Car's tank has 20 liters of fuel at the beginning, and its fuel efficiency is 6 kilometers per liter. Fuel costs 60 cents per liter, or $0.60 per liter. So how long can Rosalind drive before she runs out of fuel? So let's just start organizing everything we know. So we know the total distance that she's traveling is 150 kilometers. So that's this information here. We know her average speed, 60 kilometers. So we'll say speed is 60 kilometers per hour. So if you did the math, you can figure out it's going to take her 2.5 hours to get there. We also know that the tank has 20 liters that it can hold. And we were also told that its efficiency is 6 kilometers per liter. So I'll just write efficiency. And we'll say this is 6 kilometers per liter. And we know the cost of the fuel is 60 cents per liter. So 0.60 per liter. So how long can she drive before she runs out of fuel? So we have to use all of this information to figure out how to actually solve this. So let me make a little bit more room. And with a lot of these problems, some of this information is not actually going to be helpful. Some of it is thrown in there to essentially confuse us. But I do think it's helpful to write it all down because you're not always sure what you're going to use and what you don't need. But now let's go to our question. So how long can she drive before she runs out of fuel? And we know her tank is 20 liters total, and we know the efficiency of the tank. And we know she needs to go 150 kilometers, but that doesn't actually come into play. We just want to know how far can she go on this 20-liter tank before running out of fuel. And so we know based off the efficiency that every liter gives her 6 kilometers of distance that she can go. And since we have 20 total liters, we can just multiply these. So we know that she gets 6 kilometers for every liter. And we know that there are 20 liters in total. So when we do our unit cancellation here, liters divided by liters, you don't need the S here, but liters in both, and you just end up with kilometers. And 6 times 20 would be 120 kilometers. So to answer the question, how long can she drive before she runs out of fuel? It's 120 kilometers, but notice that the unit for the answer is in hours. So now we know the distance she can go, but we need to figure out how long based on time she can go. And to answer that, we need to look at her speed, because we know how fast she's going on average. Every hour she goes 60 kilometers. So in this case, we need to figure out how many hours she goes, or how many hours it takes to go 120 kilometers. And we'll take our 120 kilometers and we'll multiply it. Since we want hours to be our final units, we're going to put hours up top. So in 1 hour, she can go 60 kilometers. And so kilometers cancel out, and you're left with just hours for your units. And 120 divided by 60 is 2 hours. So how long can she drive before she runs out of fuel? That would be 2 hours. So like I said, a lot of this information we didn't even need. So we didn't need the distance that she's going to visit her family, and we didn't need the cost per liter for the fuel. So just keep in mind that a lot of these problems, they're going to throw in extra information that you don't need. Now let's move on to another one, since to get the hang of these, you really just got to practice a bunch. So I'm probably going to mispronounce this, but let's say Dagogo uploads 3 videos on his channel every month. Each video averages 15 minutes in length and gets an average of 150,000 new views. The average ratio of likes to views of Dagogo's videos is 1 to 5. Dagogo wants to reach a total of 9 million views on his channel. assuming these rates continue, how many likes does Dagogo get on average for each minute of video he uploads? So we want to figure out how many likes he gets per minute of video. So let's again just organize the information. So he uploads 3 videos per month. So I'll write that down, 3 videos per month. Each video averages 15 minutes in length and 150,000 views. We also know that the ratio of likes to views is 1 to 5. So every 5 viewers, he'll get 1 like. And his goal is to reach 9 million views. So now that we have all the information written down, let's go to our question. So assuming these rates continue, how many likes does Dagogo get on average for each minute of video he uploads? So just looking at this, it looks like his goal isn't going to be used. We don't really need that information. And I'm not sure that we'll need how many videos he makes per month. So looking at this information, if we can first figure out how many views he gets per minute, and then we know for every 5 views he gets 1 like, then we can figure out how many likes he gets per minute. So let's start first with views per minute. So let me change colors here. So the number of views per minute. So he gets 150,000 views for a 15-minute video. So 150,000 divided by 15 minutes. When you do this division, you get 10,000 views per minute. But we're not interested in views per minute. We're interested in likes per minute. And we know, based on this ratio, that for every 5 views, he gets 1 like. So we can use this ratio to convert our units to likes per minute. So let's do that. Let me just scroll over and make just a bit more room here. So we're going to multiply this by 5 views divided by 1 like. But we want to cancel out views. So we have to put views in the denominator since it's in the numerator here. So we're going to put our 5 views in the denominator there. And then we're going to put our 1 like in the numerator. So now we can make our unit cancellation. Views divided by views, those cancel. And our final units are going to be likes per minute. So we can do the math now. 10,000 times 1 is 10,000. And 1 times 5 is 5. So you get 10,000 divided by 5, which is 2,000. So every minute of video, he gets 2,000 likes. So that answers our question of how many likes on average he gets per minute. And like I said, there was extra information. It didn't matter how many videos he produces a month, and it doesn't matter what his goals were, because that information was never used in this problem. So just be on the lookout for that, but let's start another one.